Hey, this is Dawn Fields, and this is my second video. I am your mindset coach, and I just wanted to kind of come on today and talk to you about why I would like to focus on African American people or Black people is because we seem to be the ones targeted the most when it comes to controlling our mind. Ever since from the time you're born, your mind is being programmed, and if you don't know how to program your own mind, there's a million people out there ready to program your mind for you. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, you ever seen those videos where they have black children in a room and it's like this white person that's asking them questions, and they have like a black doll and a white doll on the table, and it'll be a white person asking the black child, which doll is the good doll? And the black child will say, they'll point to the white doll and say, this is the good doll. And they'll say, well, which one is the bad doll? And they'll point to the black doll and say that the black doll is the bad doll. And they'll say, well, which one is the pretty doll? And they'll point to the white doll and say, it's the pretty doll. And then they'll say, well, which one is the ugly? And they'll point to the black doll as the ugly doll. And you see these things, you say, oh wow, why is that happening? Why would a black child say this or think this way? It's because from the time that child is born, they're being programmed to believe these things. We're being programmed on a subliminal way, to believe that white is good and pure and black is bad and evil. That's even how they describe the colors. When you hear the color white from the time the child is born, they learn that the color white is like pure as snow, or pure this and pure that, and it's good. And then when you hear black, it's dark, it's evil. So these things get put into your subconscious mind, and so you are raised thinking that what is white is good and what is black is bad. Not only that, but from the time you're old enough to watch Sesame Street or watch any of the children programs, they start feeding you with the people who are in front of the camera. The actors, they're generally white, and occasionally there might be a black person. But for the most part, they're showing you people that's white. You watch TV, and the majority of people that you watch on television will have white skin. And then when you watch the news, everybody you see that's doing bad on the news, it'll always be a black person. But the truth of the matter is there's way more crimes committed by white people than black people, but those don't make the news, and there's a reason they don't make the news. They don't make the news because the narrative is to portray white as being right and black as being bad, and that's a subliminal thing. That's what teaches your subconscious mind that black people are bad and white people are good. That's why it's the utmost importance that you learn how to control your mind, and that you learn how to control the mind of your children. You teach your children at a young age how to control their mind, because if you don't teach them how to control their mind, the media is going to control your mind. And the message that the media gives to you is never going to be something that's beneficial to you. It'll only be things that's beneficial to them. So if you want to learn how to control your mind, or have your children learn how to control your mind, you have to understand what the mind is and how it operates. And the mind operates mainly by emotions, feelings, and thoughts. Your thoughts creates feelings and emotions, and they are stored in your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind brings these things to the forefront, the things that you believe the most, and they bring those things into your life. So when you see a child looking at a doll, and you have a white person who is looking as if they are an authority figure, and they say to them, well, what doll is the good doll? And the black child picks the white dolls because that's the way society programs us to believe. When black children go to school, 9 times out of 10, their teachers are all white. You can have an all black school with all black students, and all the teachers in the school will be white. Maybe a sprinkle of black here, maybe the gym teacher might be a black male, but everybody else for the most part is white. So they get this belief that white people are the authority. So they grow up thinking this because this is what's being programmed into your subconscious mind. See, nobody has to come to you and say, oh, this is this and this is that. You learn these things, you pick up on these things because these things are subliminally sent to your subconscious mind. Those who run this world know a whole lot about the subconscious mind and how it operates. So you have to start learning about the subconscious mind and learning how it operates. So the first thing that you have to do is learn how to control your thoughts. So when you're watching television and you're watching the news and you see the news has 5 different sections, and each crime section consists of a black male, usually, committing a crime, you have to understand that that's just the media. It's not reality. The media is picking out whatever story it wants to implant into your mind. And usually, the more emotional you are about the story, the easier it is to build an impact on your subconscious mind. So they come up with a story with a black male, maybe he robbed or molested a 90-year-old woman and stole her money. That'll make the news because that's something that will help program the mind to believe certain things that they want you to believe about black men. So you have to learn how to protect your mind. The best way to protect your mind is to turn the TV off. It's absolutely no need for you to listen to the news. Believe me, I haven't watched the news in 20 some odd years. When I stop watching news, I'll start able to think for myself. If you don't watch the news, it's no need. If something people say, well, I have to watch the news because suppose something happened. Well, let me tell you, if something major happened, you'll know about it. There's no way you can escape because everybody else watches the news. So they'll make sure that you know about it. But for the most part, generally day to day, there's no need for you to watch the news. Absolutely no reason. Turn the TV, not even just the news, turn the entire television off until you learn how to control your thinking, until you learn what it is that you should be thinking and how you should be thinking. Because if you don't, you'll be easily susceptible to the brainwashing and programming that television does. So I'm telling you, from this day, this is your assignment. Turn the TV off. Turn the radio off. Turn the TV off. You can be on things that you can control. Like you can be on Facebook and Instagram, all social media, because you control those things. You could also be on Netflix and Hulu because you control those things. But in all actuality, I believe until you learn how to control your mind so you can know to block out the stuff to block out and know what to accept and what not to accept, it would be in your best judgment not to turn on any kind of media, not even social media, not newspapers, not TV, not Netflix, not Hulu, anything. Just focus on learning how to control your mind and your thoughts. So for you, in addition to that assignment, this is what I want you to do. Every day we have about 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day. That's roughly 2,500 thoughts an hour. So what I need you to do is each day, pay attention to the thoughts that you have, because those thoughts are really important. Most of the time, we don't even pay attention to the thoughts that we have. We just have thoughts and we don't think anything of them. But think of when you have a thought, pay attention. If it's a negative thought, I want you just to delete it right away. Sorry, no, can't come in. If it's a positive thought, then you hold on to it. If it's a negative thought, you got to turn all negative thoughts away immediately. I remember I heard, I think it was Creflo Dollar, he was doing a sermon, and he said it was about a good report and a bad report. You go to the doctor, and the doctor said that you have cancer. He said all heaven and hell is waiting at that moment for you to say something. Are you going to accept the fact that you have cancer, or are you going to deny the fact that you have cancer? And depending on what you do will determine how quick and fast that cancer manifests in your life. And that's the truth with anything. If you get a bad report, if you have the thought that you can't do something, if you believe it and agree that you can't do it, you won't be able to do it, because that's the thought process. Your subconscious mind is picking up what you believe, and it will make sure that it brings to you the thing that you believe the most. So if you believe you can't do it, you're not going to be able to do it at all. If you think that you can, then you will be able to do it. So that's your 2 assignments for the day. The first one is to turn the TV off. Get rid of all forms of media until you learn how to control your mind. And the second thought is when the thought comes to your mind, decide whether it's beneficial for you or whether it's not beneficial for you. Okay? Until next time, talk to you later. Have a blessed one. Bye.